like. What day is it? A lot of people are still out of work, out of school. Traffic, though, expecting it to be pretty light this morning, although I do have this incident I've been watching for about past a half hour or so. This is going to be 24 East at Hickory Hollow Parkway. We've got that they're going to be wrapping up here soon. As you can see, that wrecker is a good sign. And as of right now, that's my only active crash that I've got going on right now. Again, expect it to be pretty light today. AAA says the worst times to travel going to be between 12 and 7 o'clock today. So just heads up if you've got anywhere to go before then. It's going to be pretty easy breezy getting around, but all clear for now. The traffic report brought to you by the law offices of John Day. Jen.
Amelia.
City Bowl still very dark out there, but my goodness, in a handful of hours, you're going to have a lot of folks over there tailgating at Nissan Stadium. So we're going to have more on this in the next half hour, but just a few things to know before you go. Those Nissan lots, they're going to open up at 12:30 today. Some traffic pattern changes, of course, around Nissan, but it's something that we are used to with the Titans around. Woodland Street Bridge, though, going to close to car traffic at 2 o'clock. Going to open back up after the game. Of course, you can still park anywhere downtown, walk across that or the pedestrian street bridge to get around. But just know, a lot of people expected. Of course, it is chillier, so it might help to park a little farther, get that walk in, get your blood going, and really just help you through some of this cold. Of course, it is still the holiday travel week that AAA is looking at, as well as B&A. Here's a look from our T-Dot Smartway camera. 40 at Donaldson Pike, that top lane right there going into B&A. Not expecting anything major up until Friday. They're expecting another peak travel day, so just a heads up for all those travelers heading in and out of the airport. The traffic report is brought to you by Reiselman GMC. There, of course, here is a look downtown Franklin. One of those buildings that he has recreated is right here, Starbucks, the corner of Main Street and 5th. Very slow this time of the day in downtown Franklin. But of course, with all that holiday traffic that's been through there the past week, it needs a break sometimes just to slow down and relax. But you love to see all of the things that people can create here right in our own backyard. Here's a look, 24 near Hickory Hollow this morning. We did have a crash in the eastbound lane that was involving those two cars on both the left and right shoulders. Those have since been cleared, and now traffic is moving eastbound very smooth. No issues westbound heading into town. Of course, you see a good bit of congestion out there, but really nothing major. Not expecting anything to pick up too much this morning. Our crash map, that red dot is the one that I just told you cleared. So as of right now, all nice and clear for this Tuesday morning at 5:27. This traffic report is brought to you by Ground Up Foundation Repair. At 40, we've got T-Dot Smartway cameras looking at some debris that's on the roadway. Haven't been able to spot anything just yet, but of course they do have that camera zoomed in closely there. As of right now, 5:37 on this Tuesday, the crash map is nice and clear. Of course, AAA says if you're traveling between 12 and 7 today, it's going to be really busy out there. Still have a lot of holiday travel with New Year's Eve tomorrow, New Year's Day the next day. Still a lot of people are off, so expecting these lanes all to look really smooth, especially heading into town. No issues on our big picture map this morning, all nice and green. I'll send it back to you. Still so many people off work. We were expecting this to be just a really light week again. Here's a look at stop, slow, go traffic signals for all my inbound traffic from 65, whether you're coming from the north or the south side of the mid-state this morning. If you're coming from the south, 65 near Old Hickory Boulevard in Brentwood, good morning to you. You can see that traffic flow. No issues there. I mean, really nice conditions on the road. If you are getting in and around anywhere today, again, AAA says anytime before noon, going to be your best bet to get out, because other than that, going to just pick up again with some holiday traffic, which, you know, can be easy to dismiss this time of the year just because you think everything's back to normal, but still a lot of people are off, so really nice for our roadways. Of course, if you are off, got a couple more days to enjoy ice over at Gaylord Opryland. Here's a look, Briley Parkway. Cold it was outside. They actually canceled that, so there's a lot of people, including my dad, one of them, big fans of the Pride of the Southland. He's an alumni of the band. Love to go see them wherever they are, so that practice at Father Ryan there on the field was supposed to be just a little bit extra during the daylight, but gosh, it was so cold. You've got to think about those kids out there playing all those instruments. It is not an easy thing to do, and also catching their breath while kind of really out of breath because of how cold it is. But yeah, both bands incredible. Can't wait to see them from the comfort of my own home today watching that game, though. But for everyone going out there, just make sure to bundle up once again. These drive times, I mean, my goodness, really nice, easy morning. Not going to have too many issues out there. there. Big picture map, you can see all nice and green. I'll, of course, let you know the next hour if anything changes. The traffic report is brought to you by Ashley, but another cold start, Nikki D, to our December.
Truly. I mean, right now we're waking
24 east at Haywood Lane. East and westbound traffic having no issues moving around. We did have a crash 24 east near Hickory Hollow a little bit earlier this morning around 4:30. That has since cleared. Since then, haven't had anything else happening on our interstates. That's some good news if you are up dark and early this morning trying to get around. Coming in, though, from the north side, 65 at Trinity Lane, just past the 24 junction. We've got, some cars in the southbound lanes right here, but really compared to what we typically see on a normal weekday at 6 o'clock, once that rush hour begins to start, this is so much better. So really nice there. Of course, we got a lot going on today, including the Music City Bowl over at Nissan Stadium. I'll have more on that, Jennifer, coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right.
I'm retired.
No, she's a lovely voice.
Oh, thanks.
You've done fundraisers.
No, thank you. I did do that last year, but I said that was for a good cause, but, retired other than that.
Let's see if we can get you back out there.
Sing, dance. We can
take it on the road.
Yeah. If you're headed out on the roadways, notice how cold it is, though.
Yeah. Temperatures are in the 20s for us right now. Will only hit the mid upper 30s today. So ballpark of where we were yesterday, but without the strong wind.
That's great. That wind, it truly cut through you like a knife.
But it was raining, too, the other night, overnight. I mean, the winds were so strong. I was prepared to wake up and see decor all across the neighborhood of Christmas decorations still up. Thankfully, nothing flying around, no Santas.
Come to mine.
Oh, no.
Patio
furniture. And there were some power outages, too.
There were power outages, yes. Yeah.
There's nothing widespread, which is also some really great news. Those December
travel out there with folks off the roads this early. Of course, we do have the Music City Bowl happening. We're going to have more information on that coming up in just a few minutes. But if you're headed out the door, things to know before you go. That game kicking off at 4:30. Of course, you can park at Nissan Stadium if you have a pass starting at 12:30. If you don't, unfortunately, those are all sold out. So you've got to find a parking somewhere downtown, walk across the bridge, get your blood flowing. But the big thing to know for drivers, that Woodland Street Bridge is going to close at 2 o'clock today. For all my car traffic, going to open back up after the game. But that's something that we're used to when the Titans are playing. So just kind of get that in your head if you're going to be in and around downtown this afternoon. Here's a look down in and staying on top of that, Jennifer. Here's a look 40 west of Donaldson Pike this morning. Of course, home to the exit for B&A. You can see that top lane of traffic as those cars are moving in there. Of course, we had a really busy week last week with all that Christmas travel, then this week with New Year's. B&A, they say they're not expecting any kind of record-breaking travel over the next few days, but they are expecting one last uptick on Friday, so the day after New Year's, when a lot of people are heading home, heading maybe back to somewhere a little bit warmer or maybe even colder than what Nashville's going to bring them on New Year's Eve. But busy start over here on Donaldson Pike and 40 this morning. Inbound traffic having no issues getting through. Still, though, we're seeing all this green on the map. That's what we love to see. AAA says the worst times to get out and drive today because, again, still on that holiday forecast between 12 and 7. But this morning it should be a breeze. No crashes on the map. Starting to see a little bit of a slowdown there, 2440, but nothing to worry about. We'll be right back with more help those players. Those go traffic signals all in the green. I mean, I was expecting this to be a really light morning, and that's exactly what we've seen with just so many people still off of work and out of school. Our drive times are reflecting that. So from Clarksville, 38 minutes, under half an hour from Murfreesboro, and 15 in from Franklin. Of course, today, like we just heard from Austin, Music City Bowl, a lot going on. I did want to point out this fun fact. I had someone email me just a few minutes ago. So Donald emailed me. He used to play for the University of Nebraska marching band. We were talking about not only the players getting out there and being cold, but also the marching band. So, of course, we had Battle of the Bands last night. He said when those brass instruments are playing, they actually use antifreeze sometimes to help them in oil. When it comes to woodwinds, they sometimes are out of luck once those pads freeze, can't do anything. Hopefully, though, the temperatures are okay for our teams here. Of course, last night on Broadway down here from our sky camera shot, we had a lot of those instruments playing. They were cold, hopefully working and ready to prepare for today. But not only thinking of those football players and fans, but also those marching band players as well. But so far downtown, nice slow start on this Tuesday morning. Jen. Sign 24 at Ellington Parkway. Just a really nice, clear handful of cars out there. Nothing like what we typically see on a normal Tuesday morning. Again, thanks to all that holiday travel. But of course, later today with Music City Bowl, going to be a little bit messier out there, a little bit busier as folks are making their way into Nissan Stadium. And just a heads up from our boots on the ground over there, got word from our crews that they said a lot of construction workers are not used to some of these closures that they're seeing right around Nissan Stadium for the new Nissan Stadium that's being built. So they're circling around that property. Of course, that's something hopefully will work itself out before those gates open for fans at 12:30 today. But just a heads up, if you're planning to get to the stadium a little bit early, might be met with some of that traffic there around as well. But again, you got two stadiums on one property, a lot going on for the next year or so. Here's a look on the other side of downtown, 40 west of Church Street. Again,
for the Music City Bowl is just about over. Here in a bit, we'll have one more look at the upcoming matchup.
And can you see Amelia's ready for it? All right, we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at this morning's fans in town for the game today. It sounds like we're going to need, a couple layers of orange.
Yeah, definitely.
For Battle of the Bands.
Yes.
But it was a really good time. Hopefully bundling up all their layers, all their jerseys, hats, gloves, anything else.
Yeah, Illinois who?
I know.
Kind of excited because she said last year, she's done this a number of years.
Yes.
She said last year it was kind of spitting some snow. This year
It's going to be cold, but it will be dry.
good.
Everyone's looking at last week saying, what in the world happened to Leland? That's what they're saying.
I know. But also, too, if you're going down, many of who've gone down before know this, but if you're going down for the first time, clear back up.
Oh, yes. There are tickets.
There are. Then the lowest price, you can get it at $40.
Yeah, that's in the upper 300 level. But still, if you want to go to the game tonight.
Not too bad.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, on this day back in 1991, the Nashville Zoo, which back then was known as Grassmere Wildlife Park, had a surprise that didn't really follow the calendar.
Yeah, an elk calf was born in the middle of winter, totally out of season, and it quickly became the cutest reason in town to bundle up and go see the animals.
The area, Grassmere, was where the zoo is now, and the Nashville Zoo was out in Jolton off I-24, and then maybe the late 90s, they merged the two, closed the park out in Jolton, and moved everything to where it is now. And they still have the otters, and they have those meerkats that are also fun to watch.
Right when you walk in.
No, exactly. And for going until February,
think
but
so, yeah.
weekend hours after we get past the holidays.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, have you been?
To Zillumination. A couple times for the 9 a.m. We've been to preview it, but I haven't been out there. At
Very
night,
cool.
It's been a couple of years since I've been out there, but the colors always look
it looks
fantastic.
It is spectacular.
Oh, yes.
Hey, and if you think someone's trying to knock on the door coming in, there's there's downtown construction and they're jackhammering. So that's what the loud banging is, if you can hear it.
It's not our coworkers. AirPods.
Earpieces just to be alert. So yes.
Yeah, and to call for help. Well, you know how it often seems there is a Starbucks on every corner, on every street.
Near me, but there is into the game. But there has been
Where they've switched from, there used to be one right around Schermerhorn, but now the closest one is Cummins Station. There's also, I think, the pickup one that's around the Amazon building. They announced something either earlier this year or last year that they were going to close all those pickup stores, but that one seems to still be going. I don't know. If I have to find one, I just use the app and then call it.
Right, exactly.
Forever changing.
And you can still find them in a lot of Target stores as well.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And even a couple of Kroger's. I think the new Kroger behind us, Monroe, I think it actually has a Starbucks in it.
There you go. There's our close look.
There you go.
Husband and wife to make that list?
To make that list, exactly.
Yeah.
And just, their kids are set up for success and for life.
Oh, they are, but my
And with a bay.
Yes.
From distributing to make news and headlines. Oh, challenge. I mean, those buildings look exactly
Speaking
like.
of Starbucks, there was one one that popped up right there.
That's right.
And I love the
incredible. And to think that his wife just said, I really like some Christmas decorations. He's like,
You never know what could happen if you just ask.
Exactly.
Well,
Back to News Channel 5 this morning. It's now 9:30.
Let's get right to your top stories making headlines.
More on that. So where is exactly this money going, and how's it going to help? Who's it going to help?
Well, the federal government
Research and work being done there, and hopefully, covering that difference.
Yes. Big time difference.
Talk to your neighbor. Just say, well, what you get. I mean, I guess they're just banking on people not.
At Target that you've discovered, where if you buy online, it's one price.
cheaper.
If you go in the store, it's slightly higher.
Which convenience you think would be cheaper, but they want people to use that technology.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back after this.
There to turn the page to 2026, a lot of people are thinking about what's next. And for some, that means a new job.
Right. Whether you're hoping to change careers or just find a better fit, the search can feel really overwhelming. So Jen Sullivan with Consumer Watch spoke with a career expert about simple ways to stand out to recruiters.
People say reach out to the actual hiring person. Don't just apply online through the job portal.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much you can do nowadays of people like, you know, using ChatGPT to write and format and everything. And then you having, oh, my goodness, I pray for everyone in that because it there's a lot.
And then after the
Sent a pizza to the hiring person with their resume to kind of get their attention. That was one way to get it in.
Try it out. Let us know.
Yes, for sure. All right, well, speaking of new jobs, NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is helping one young man chase after his dream. Here's Troy Kless with the story.
A local tie was that he played at Austin Peay. Said he'd buy a large one because you got to be able to get in and out of the car.
Yes.
Quickly.
Did you see him? He was dead. I wasn't going to say that.
That was the shot, yes. All right, we'll be back with more right after this.
He's off, though. He is a great one from the Pride.
Yes, and will both bands then get to play at the game?
Yeah, they'll both be there.
All right.
Very cold.